Welcome back, writers. Today, we are going to be talking about how writers pay special attention to geography. And now, in high school or middle school, geography is literally a required course that you must take. Leaders, what that means is leaders think it's super important to know about different landforms, the climate, how geography really impacts the world, how where you live can impact your life. And historians are also super concerned with geography because it impacts history. In the same way we've talked about this in social studies with the Native Americans and how they used the land and built different homes depending on where they live and such. It's also important in events, right? If I'm fighting in a war in Alaska, that's going to look really different than if I fought in a war in Mexico. It impacts what's happening, what you use, and what the land looks like. So for today, your goal is to be able to use a map, use location to really describe how it's impacting the events, the people, whatever you are teaching people about. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is making sure that you have highlighted the ways that geography impacted people and events. So if I'm looking at this map right here, I might be talking about how my Native American tribe, if I'm studying on a specific tribe, remember one of my sections are about the Pueblo natives, I might really describe how they migrated to where they were, how the land impacted the types of homes they built, the types of food they ate, but I need to make sure that I'm really paying attention to the location and I'm really speaking about that location to my readers. So, what I want you guys to do today is try to think about how you can use a map to talk about the details as far as geography goes. So, look at this section that I'm writing about the Sand Creek Massacre. And I said, one of the major conflicts between settlers and native tribes was called the Sand Creek Massacre. This happened in the Colorado Territory when an army attacked the Cheyenne people and brutally killed many. So I talked about the Cheyenne Territory, but how could I use more about geography to describe this location? If I look at this map, it happened right here along the Santa Fe Trail line. It's also in what we would consider the eastern side, the eastern plains of Colorado. So I might add in, it happened in the Colorado Territory on what is now the eastern plains of Colorado, right? Because Colorado wasn't a state then. And add some more of that geography. I could say it happened along the Santa Fe Trail to the northeast of the Spanish Peaks. So I can use those locations to help me tell more detail about where this occurred. So here's what I want you all to do today. Go back into your draft and I want you to add more geography to at least one section. If you finish adding geography to one section, you could always move on to other sections or subsections within your papers. And here's just, if you want to pause the video, some sentence frames that might help you do this. You might say further north, south of, east of, west of, close, closest to, a great distance from, by the or near the, or located in or near. So go into your paper and find an area where you could do this. You might need to look up a map to get more detail about this, but I want to see specific geography references in at least one section of your paper by the end of today.